Hello, lovelies. It's the team over at Wedding Planning Resources, and welcome to another episode of Wedding Wednesday Q&A, where we answer your wedding questions. Today's question is from Rosa, and she asks, what decision should we start making right after we get engaged? Thank you for this question, Rosa. We'd love to help you out. The truth is, this really depends on how flexible you are. Some venues and vendors might need to be booked ASAP 2 years out. Maybe you're planning to have a long engagement or maybe a short engagement. Again, it depends on your circumstance. Whether you're flexible or not, there are still some conversations and decisions that you would have to discuss with your fiancé. We want to start by saying you can enjoy your engagement period for a while. Have fun and not think about decisions right away. When you're ready to start discussions and making decisions, here are our top 9 tips to help you get started. The first tip on the list is to do a financial assessment. Moving forward with wedding planning requires a joint decision on funding the wedding. Are you planning a joint bank account to pay for the wedding together? Or are there specific aspects that you will pay for individually? Do you prefer using cash or credit card, or a mix of both to pay for the wedding? At this time, you can speak to your financial consultant to see if you have other options or ask for suggestions to help you develop a financial plan. The sooner this conversation happens, the easier it is for both of you to decide. This is not just for the wedding, but going over the financial aspects for both of you will help with the wedding and your marriage altogether. You and your partner can also discuss who will be managing the money, not just for the wedding, but also throughout the marriage. The second tip is to discuss and come up with a budget. Based on what you come up with from the financial assessment, now it's time to set a budget for the wedding. Definitely one of the most important decisions to make right after getting engaged. Talk about what budget is most comfortable for both of you. Try asking wedding vendors around in your area what your wedding can possibly cost you based on the generic vision you have for your wedding. This way you can understand how much something will cost, especially if you have no idea about wedding costs in your area. The third tip is to set your financial goals and wedding date. We put financial goals and the wedding date together so that you and your partner know when it's comfortable to have your wedding based on your financial assessment. Or if you want to purchase a house together first and then plan the wedding. This conversation is essential to ensure that you both are on the same page regarding the investment and timing of life's significant events and decisions. The fourth tip is to decide on bridal party members. This is an important discussion because your bridal party will help you closely during the wedding planning journey. They can be a good source of good vibes and assistance as you handle wedding planning tasks, so pick them wisely. More importantly, if you don't want to have a bridal party, that's also great. Ensure that you share this with your partner right from the beginning. The fifth tip is to start browsing. Based on your wedding budget, date, and the information you gathered by speaking to other wedding vendors, you now have the tools to search your style, go into more design details, and find the ones that match your style, vision, and budget. The sixth tip is to speak to a wedding consultant. You now have your vision, style, and budget. But if for some reason you're still not able to connect all the dots clearly, speaking to a wedding consultant or a wedding planner can help put things in perspective for you and assist you in developing designs and ideas. The seventh tip is to set up an organization system with your fiancé. Create a system on how and when you and your fiancé will plan the wedding or carry out wedding tasks. When there is a clear schedule set, you tend to avoid overwhelm. This organization system should also include your criteria before deciding which wedding vendor to book. If you love 2 vendors equally, how will you decide which one to go with? Referring to a system, especially when you feel too emotional with the decision you're about to make, can help set things straight. Relaxing and being level-headed while making big decisions is possible if you have a suitable system in place. The 8th tip is to discuss possible conflicts. Of course, we don't want to start a life journey talking about conflicts. However, the reality is there might be some conflicts in terms of demands, family dynamics, vision, etc. This is why discussing where you and your partner can have more strong feelings towards is one of the decisions to make right after being engaged. Start with the most obvious ones and carve up a good discussion on how to tackle them. The sooner things are brought up, the less defensive both parties will get. Early on the wedding planning, the stress and the demands are not that evident yet, so calm and openness are still prevalent, which is the best time to discuss differences. At this time, since you've been in a relationship for a while, you both might have hints already about these things. Now is the time to go deep in talking about them. The ninth and the last tip is to start diving into wedding planning. When both of you are ready, you can now start reaching out to wedding vendors, not just to inquire, but to book their services and get into your wedding details. If you and your partner have already created a wedding timeline and schedule, moving forward with the rest of the wedding planning will be more manageable. There you are, lovelies, decisions to make right after getting engaged. We've got your free wedding planning kit in the description. Don't forget to download it before you go. And as always, we're here to inspire you to celebrate life and love. Until next time, lovelies, bye!